Hi everybody and welcome back to DC Universe. I am Section 31. We are playing Freelancer, the hero ice tank, and we're taking on Poison Ivy Greenhouse instance today. Freelancer's making a heck of a lot of progress. He's level 21 right now and he is pretty much at the ability set that he's gonna keep until level 30. The basic idea is that while you're leveling, you are just a DPS. So you stick with what you got. And once I actually reach level 30 with this guy, which is finally going to be soon, then I can show you at the end what loadouts I have chosen for him specifically as a tank. And I should have a good amount of Marks of Triumph, but not enough to buy him full Tier 1 tank gear. However, he'll get it eventually. That's not the purpose here. The purpose here is to get him to level 30 and cover as much of it as I can. So let's get started. You'll get thrown into a mini boss fight right away in this instance. It is a giant Venus flytrap looking thing, and it can encase you and it can kind of ruin your day. But if you break out of the encasement and don't waste all of your power, you can go right after him and do as much damage as possible. He's not going to interrupt you, so you can use sustained abilities. So if you have powers that have a really long sustain that normally get interrupted, or like my Doom Spin that normally gets interrupted, you can use it on the Venus Flytrap boss.
In a typically brilliant move, the GCPD went in after Ivy. Oh, those plants of hers. They're not human, if you know what I mean. I think I'm the only one who made it.
These seeds are mighty.
So I think it's pretty cool that you can see how the ice powers interact with each other. So for example, when I hit Bitter Winds and then I hit Freeze Wave, you can see the feet of the enemies kind of get encased in ice. Not sure if it roots them entirely or if it just slows them, but it's very cool. You'll see that kind of thing throughout the video and throughout the game with different power sets. They all have cool, interesting interactions like that.
You just saved the life of a GCPD officer. Thank you. The plan will flourish over. The plans will flourish over Gotham. Help! Get me out! Somebody! The plans will flourish over Gotham. I would have been plant food if it weren't for you. Hello? Anyone out there? You just saved the life of a GCPD officer. Thank you. The plans will flourish over Gotham.
These spores will feast.
Man down! Where's that backup? Surrender now! Where's that backup?
would have been plant food if it weren't for you.
So, as much fun as it is to pull every single enemy into one big pile and dish out as much AoE as you can, sometimes it's also a good idea to single out the enemies and take them down really quickly. That's what I'm doing here. I'm going after these big Gallows Oaks, and the first two I'm going to take out individually before I go after the third one. On the third one, I am extremely proud of my handiwork. My Bitter Winds runs out, but I'll go in, I will pull all the small minions together, I'll hit them with an Arctic Gust, I'll blow Bitter Winds again, and I'll pop Freeze Wave, get that combo going, and I'll hit Ice Bash and ice my weapons before I tear through them all with Doom Spin, and it's just beautiful. I could watch that all day. And that kind of stuff just comes so naturally in this game.
Our spores will spread to all.
The plants will flourish over Gotham.
These spores will feast.
Robin, my darling, take care of this pesky little worm before it takes over my beautiful garden.
Yes,
So, of course, being DC Universe, since this is Poison Ivy's instance, you're not going to fight Poison Ivy at all. You're going to start off here with Robin. In the first phase, he goes down quickly, but he is a major damage dealer. If at all possible, stay by health barrels for this entire fight, because unless you're really strong, like incredibly strong, you're gonna take some damage. After you knock out Robin for the first time, you get these two giant Gallows Oaks. I think I do a pretty good job of pulling them together, but they went down quickly. Robin will come right after you as soon as you kill the second one. He uses all of his abilities. He will knock you out. He will stun you. He will block your abilities. So if you charge after him while he's blocking, you'll lose health and you'll get knocked back. It's really in your best interest to stay in a health bubble and fight him. If you have the ability to hit Reflect, or in my case it's called Deflection, if you have the ability to hit Deflection or any kind of reflective shield bubble when he's doing his big attacks, go ahead and do that. But pay very close attention to when he stuns you, because he stuns you a lot and you need to break out of it.
Such a disappointment. As always, my plants to the rescue. Grow, my lovely, and devour this intruder.
After you knock out Robin for the second time, you have to fight this big, super hulked up Gallows Oak. It doesn't do as much damage as Robin. It doesn't have as many mechanics as Robin. It's a little bit easier to fight. You can use your sustained abilities on it. and it reacts to your ice abilities. Robin does too, but Robin he seems to break out more often. He is more tactically savvy. The AI Robin is pretty tough, but the big giant Gallows Oak will have a few ads and just a couple of melee punches. It won't do anything, and you can just fight it normally like you would fight minions. It's not much of a boss. It's a tank and spank, if you can even call it that. When you do get hit, it does do a whole bunch of damage. It does a nice, huge chunk of damage to me, and that's when the health barrels come into play. When you go into a boss fight, especially if you're by yourself and you don't have any kind of heals, just look around and see where they are, and maybe break one and see if they respawn. When you're leveling, they usually do respawn, so you don't have much of a problem with it. Breaking a certain amount of health barrels also adds up to a feat, which can add up to skill points. So if you see any health barrels or explosive barrels, realistically you should just blow them up, just because. Once he goes down, Poison Ivy will prompt you that you've won. Will Wheaton will come by and sound really surprised that he was entranced by Poison Ivy, and we're good here. So Freelancer has just bumped to level 22, and I will see you next time for the Green Lantern, the first Green Lantern storyline in DC Universe. Thank you guys very much. I am Section 31, and have a fantastic day.
I gotta get Ivy back to Arkham Asylum. You get back on the streets.
My babies, you love me, don't you? You do anything for me, and I would do anything for you. I'd give you the whole world if I could. But some people don't understand. Some people are jealous. Some people want to kill my babies, destroy them, make them wither and die. But don't worry, my darlings. Those killers will pay for their crimes. I promise you, Poison Ivy will be back, and I won't be alone.